What made Taehyung suddenly speak up? And why did his words leave the army around the world speechless with mixed feelings? In an unexpected moment, Taehyung appeared in a short interview that was unofficially recorded and immediately spread on social media. Few would have thought that a man who is usually full of smiles and calm would convey something so honest, emotional, and shaking. There are many things you see from Jungkook, but there are many more things you don't see, he said quietly but deeply. That sentence seemed to open a door that had been tightly closed, a door that held all the pressure, wounds, and burdens borne by the BTS magne. It didn't take long before the army began to guess what the statement meant. Taehyung didn't mention anyone by name, but one other sentence made things clearer. She always says she's fine, but I know she's actually tired. It smacks of a reality that has been ignored, that behind Jungkook's perfectionism, gentle smile, and golden voice, there is a young soul struggling alone in silence. Some senior fans even attributed this to Jungkook's solo promotions that seemed very solid and almost without a break. At a time when fans thought he was enjoying global success, apparently there was another side that never came to the surface. A side that may have been deliberately covered. By whom? HYBE has so far not given an official statement. The army voiced their concerns, demanding that members not continue to carry heavy burdens alone just for the sake of an unshakable image. What makes this moment even more heartbreaking is Taehyung's expression when he mentions his best friend's name. His eyes had turned red, and he chose to look down for a moment, as if holding back the almost spilled emotions. "I just want her to be happy," he said briefly, but enough to break thousands of hearts in a matter of seconds. Is this a sign that something bigger is going on behind the scenes? Or is it a sincere call from a friend who has watched his friend smile in exhaustion for too long? One thing is certain, Taehyung's words opened the eyes of many that even a star as bright as Jungkook could feel the invisible dark. Since that moment spread, the army community was suddenly filled with various speculations, theories, and also expressions of sympathy. Many revealed that they had been too focused on Jungkook's accomplishments, global records, international collaborations, and a packed schedule, without realizing that all of that came with a price that might be unseen. Some fans have even begun to unearth bits and pieces of old interactions, including vlogs, live streams, and interviews, in which Jungkook subtly once expressed his apprehension. In one of the live broadcasts that has now gone viral again, Jungkook once said, "I sometimes feel like I'm not enough, so I work harder." The phrase that used to be considered a form of dedication now sounds like a scream that is not understood. Meanwhile, HYB's silence began to feel tense. There was no clarification, no rebuttal, not even a word of gratitude or open support for Taehyung, who honestly showed concern. Many have asked, is Taehyung's statement spontaneous, or is it a form of protest that can no longer be contained? On the other hand, the army united in a wave of solidarity. Open letters began to appear on large fanbase forums, asking that the agency provide a break room and listen to the voices of its artists. Some fans even started a campaign titled, "Not Just an Idol, He's Human Too." Not a few now look at Taehyung with deeper respect, not just as a singer or performer, but as a true friend who chooses to speak when everyone chooses to be silent. Taehyung's bravery seems to be a turning point not just for Jungkook, but for the way the public sees the struggles of K-pop idols as a whole. Behind the glitter of the stage and the shine of the spotlight, it turns out that there is an unfinished story. And now, thanks to the courage of a friend, the story begins to be read, letter by letter, with tears that can no longer be hidden. A few days after Taehyung's emotional statement went viral, the mood of the fandom still felt heavy. Not a few admitted to crying after watching Jungkook's moments that now felt different, laughter that seemed forced, empty eyes when interviewed, to saying, "I just want to do my best for you," which now feels like an inner call, not just idle pleasantries. "Now I understand why she sometimes suddenly disappears from social media," wrote a fan on the Weverse forum. Maybe he just wanted to be quiet because there was too much to hold back. What makes it all the more touching is the tacit reaction of Jungkook himself. Although he has not yet issued an official statement, this condition reminds many people of a harsh reality, that even a figure as strong as Jungkook can feel alone in a world that constantly forces him to be perfect. For most enthusiasts, it's not just a matter of workload or tight schedules. It's about expectations, invisible pressure, and losing the space to be yourself. When someone like Taehyung, who is known for his privacy and rarely touches on sensitive issues in public, chooses to speak out, it means the burden he sees is too heavy to ignore. There is a sense of hopelessness, but it is not felt. And that, precisely, is the most slicing. Now, the question that resonates among fans and even the K-pop industry in general is it enough just to get love from fans? Will the ARMY's support alone heal the wounds silenced for years? Maybe Taehyung didn't intend to cause a stir. Perhaps he just wanted to convey one thing that has been hidden for a long time. Jungkook is also a human being. And through his honesty, we are all reminded that behind even the biggest stars, there are fragile souls who need to be heard before they break down in silence.